Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me one of these diamonds in the rough. His name is Ismail Abdul Qawee. He's a defensive back out of Cumberland University. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Williams. It's a pleasure to be on this interview.
Yeah, so nice to meet you. I mean, obviously from a university that maybe not a lot of people know of, so maybe you can kind of enlighten us there. But before we get to that part of your story, why don't you set the stage and tell me where you're from?
Okay, so I was originally born in Chicago, Illinois, but my mom received a job offer to work in Atlanta. So we moved over there, but not in the city, more of the suburbs area, in Gwinnett County, Grayson, Georgia. So that's where I was raised.
Nice. So obviously you grew up there, went to high school in that area as well. Talk to me about you as a high school athlete playing football.
Okay. So, growing up at Grayson, just from Couch Middle School, I was able to, I always liked watching Grayson football play and just how the way they carry themselves and, how they approach the game and, through practice and, you know, you know, just how the way they carry themselves and um, they really played at an elite level, which I really looked up to. And they had the number one recruit in the nation at the time. His name was Robert Condici. So, he was a good role model for people to look up to. And I feel like I looked at what they did and, it helped translate into my game.
Cool. So I introduced you as a defensive back, but obviously in high school, a lot of times people play both ways, man. Was that you at that time, man? I mean, were you a pretty decent offensive player as well?
I tried to, but my coach Rob Patton, he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me. So he was just like, "Yeah, you're staying on defense."
That's all right. It's all right, man. That's kind of how it happens.
Yeah.
As also a guy of your stature, I just kind of want to get your history as perhaps a guy there on special teams. What's your history there? Did it begin in high school as well, or did it happen later in your career?
It began in high school, all the way up from ninth grade to senior year, and then on to college. And we had a great coach. His name was Mickey Khan, and he just harped on just taking special teams every single play serious. You know what I mean? And if you were on offense or defense, and you weren't playing, giving it your all on those positions, he wouldn't let you play on offense or defense. So just knowing that, I was able to, you know, pick up that, special team is really the most important part of the game. So that I helped use that to translate into my game as well.
Well, certainly for guys like you, I mean, that's really going to be where you cut your teeth in the pros, and hopefully giving you the opportunity to get some more reps, maybe there on defense there somewhere. So, but one of the things that I feel really helps you as a prospect, and even going back to your high school days, is you actually have a track and field background. So can you maybe elaborate on your experience there?
Yeah, of course. Running track was really fun because, the hardest part about track was the practice. You know what I mean? And it teaches you to go hard in everything you do in practice. So whenever you get to, the meets, you're able to perform at your highest level, and that translates to football as well. And just learning about hip mobility and mechanics, like all of that translate into you becoming a better athlete. So having that background really helped me a lot with football.
Well, certainly helps, kind of identify you as a speedster out there, so, having that
Yeah.
background. But There is a little bit of a difference, when you're training to run on a track and then
Yeah.
training to go out there on the football field and hit some people and do other things. I mean, how's the training a little different?
The training is really a lot different because you're really focusing on straight line speed, acceleration, and you don't really work on lateral movement like that, and that's really something you need in football. And the training is extremely hard, especially if you're not eating the right meals or the right snacks throughout the day. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, that's the most challenging part about track is making sure you're stretching, you're eating right, and getting enough sleep.
Yeah, I remember talking to our track coach, and he was talking to us about like when to eat carbs, when to
Yeah,
eat some more complex sugars, and things like that, and get yourself you know energized and ready to go before you get out there to compete. So that was certainly fun. So Ishmael, you went to school down in Georgia, and stayed more or less home.
yeah,
Ended up going to Savannah State there first, before ultimately getting to Cumberland. So Savannah State HBCU program, which is obviously a great opportunity for guys like you. And then you also did some track and field there as well.
yeah, yeah.
But talk about your experience at Savannah State there as a football player, and maybe some of the highlights there.
Being at Savannah State University was an amazing experience. It was right by the beach. Downtown was really beautiful, and just the coaches made me feel like it was, my next home. To grow and become successful. And I really love, besides the offensive staff, the defensive staff, because they had a lot of knowledge they could give to the players. Not just about football, but about life. You know what I mean? Three of our coaches on defense played in the NFL. So, and one of them, his name was Chad Williams. He was Ed Reed's backup. So, anytime those coaches was, drawing stuff up on the board or in meetings telling us something, I like to write stuff down so I'm able to, help translate that into my life. So, the knowledge was amazing that I received from those coaches, and they treated us amazing, and it was just a great experience to, be in that campus.
Cool. And who are some of the players that you were around there at Savannah State? Give me like a couple guys there who impressed you the most.
Um, One of the players that impressed me the most was Stephen Banks. Um, I believe my junior year, his junior year, I'm sorry. He had about 13, 14 sacks, and he was bringing like every NFL scout there, and that was just amazing to be around him and just see how he approached the game and life and class, and also another one was Donald Rutledge. He went to the Colts and Cardinals. I believe he's in the CFL right now. Just I learned from him to don't be scared to ask questions. He was always asking questions, just trying to learn about the defense and what everybody was doing around him. So, just being around those two upperclassmen, they really taught me a lot and helped mold me into the man I am today.
Nice. And then eventually you got there to Cumberland. So it's kind of confusing because there's a Cumberland up where I'm at. So tell people about this Cumberland University, at least the one that you attend.
Right. Cumberland was an amazing experience. Just like how Savannah State, the coaches helped us make it, feel warm, like it's, I'm walking into my mom's house or I'm walking into my auntie's house. And it was a very young team, and it helped me embrace my role of, being a team captain and, just making sure that I'm doing all the little things right, just making sure I'm leading by example. And that's how I like to carry myself. And, just the campus was beautiful. The people were amazing there. And, the food was great. And just, you know, every little checklist that you would think of at a college, that school had it. So I was glad to attend that university.
Nice. And I introduced you as a defensive back, but kind of want to get your take. I mean, what does that mean exactly for you? Because like, are you the type of guy that's going to be playing like on the outside? Are you coming inside playing that nickel role? I mean, are you often back, maybe playing as a safety? Can you kind of give me a little bit of your overall experience there in the secondary?
It's been amazing because I had the opportunity to play, most of my snaps in college were at Nickelback. And I my coach wanted me to stay at that position. The main reason was because I can help out on the run because, just being physical and just like loving the tackle. There were some instances where, if we were in a dime package, I would play back at safety, or if we're in a nickel package, I would roll to the strength. So I play a little bit of free safety. So just being able to, use my versatility, it helps, advance my play style and just lets me show what I can do.
Interesting. So you're just talking about some of really what separates you, I believe. I mean, certainly a guy that shows some versatility, but more or less, I feel like that nickel back position is kind of going to be your bread and butter. Playing nickelback, playing return specialist, going down as a gunner on special teams. That's really what I feel like a team would be getting with you. I mean, is there any other way that maybe you would, share that when we're talking about some of your better attributes as a player?
So as far as special teams, just to harp on how I take pride in that because I know some players tend to take that play off just because it's not they're probably thinking, oh, it's not defense, or it's not offense. So I'm able to utilize my attributes, especially my speed and quickness to either, block a punt or return kicks, or, be a gunner or even be a flyer. So I really take pride in those positions, and you're able to really change the game completely just by like with a big play, and, just swap the momentum. So
Yeah, I mean, if you pay attention to the game, I mean, you know that there are teams out there that ignore special teams, and those are the bad teams.
yeah,
Those
most
are the
definitely.
teams that never get themselves to the playoffs, or when they do get to the playoffs, they screw it up. So that's the reason why we need to
Yeah.
focus on that part of the game. Um, Ishmael, when you look at like the entirety of your career, um, whether it be there at Savannah State or even Cumberland, give me one of your best highlights. Is there like a game or a play that perhaps sticks out?
Um, yeah, most definitely. I have a couple of plays. I'm really thinking about which one I want to say. I want to say my most memorable one was my senior year this past season. We were down by two, and we needed a spark to help win the game. I believe that there was about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, and we was on punt block, and I was able to get in the backfield and block the punt. We recovered it on their opposing 16-yard line, so we was able to score and win that ball game. So you know, just like I said, like special teams wins games. So I always try to take advantage of that.
Well, hey, I mean, it's nice to be able to, pretty much have that as like the marquee for you when people think about you as an athlete. So,
Yeah.
um, so Ishmael, you also participated in the Dream Bowl and the Podium Bowl after your time in college. So, can you talk about those events separately and maybe how they helped you, prepare for the pros?
Most definitely. The Podium Bowl, I really love my experience over there because I was able to get mentored by Nolan Carroll, who was a former Dolphin and Eagle and Cowboy as well. So just being able to learn from him and learn the in and outs of the game, and just work on the small little things that that I need to work on. And I was able to play safety, nickel, and corner throughout that weekend in the game. So it really gave me, opportunity to showcase my abilities, and just, just getting able to learn about, just different people from different schools, all across the country was an amazing opportunity too, as well.
Yeah, I
Most
mean,
definitely.
you're coming from Cumberland, and I'm pretty sure you went out there and saw some people from all over.
Yeah.
But you were also a part of the Dream Bowl. So talk about that experience, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Dreamboat was amazing too. It was my first time in Texas, and I was able to, strictly play corner, and I thought that was fun because that reminded me of my freshman year when I first got into Savannah. I was playing strictly cornerback, and just being able to, work on those attributes. I feel like that'll help me in the long run. Whenever I get a shot, if I needed to play corner, I got that experience at the Dream Bowl, and I still work on it to this day. So just meeting those players, that was a great opportunity because I believe there was only one player from the Podium Bowl that went to the Dream Bowl, so that opportunity was really good as well.
Well, hey, I mean, getting an opportunity at two separate events, certainly
Mhm.
giving you some exposure to a lot of different scouts. Have you had some time to talk to any? I mean, has anyone given you any sort of feedback or anything of that sort?
Yes, one of the ones that liked me the most was Baltimore, Baltimore Ravens. So that was a great experience. Being able to talk to a scout and just getting a close one step closer to my dream. So that was a great opportunity and experience.
So, how are you taking this experience, man? I mean, sometimes when you get these professional teams like knocking on
Yeah,
your door, calling you, texting you,
yeah,
and doing these interviews, I mean, it might throw us off a bit because we're not used to
right.
doing that. But how are you taking that sort of thing in, like, when you're conceptualizing the fact that you're a pro prospect?
uh, it's been a amazing experience. You know what I mean? Because throughout my college career and just getting to this point, it's really a blessing because not everybody gets to take this route in life. You know what I mean? So I just try to stay in the moment and just realize this moment is not too big for me. You know what I mean? If you can achieve whatever you put your mind to, and I just try and just wake up every day and just keep trying to knock on that door and grind like I've been doing my whole life.
Well, hey, hopefully it'll work out for you. I mean,
Yeah.
certainly, in front of a lot of scouts and, exposure was great for you. I think. I mean, when you think about like, being in the podium and Dream Bowl. So,
Right.
um, Ishmael, let's take a moment. I want to talk about something that's not football for a little bit. So,
Okay.
tell me something about you that maybe not everybody knows. Anything interesting, fun, or unique, whether it be hobbies, personal interests. Give me something.
So I'm gonna start off with hobbies. One of my favorite things to do is jet ski. I don't know if a lot of people say that because they're probably scared to, fall off or they can't swim. It's a really great experience being able to jet ski because I feel like whenever you're on a jet ski, a fast jet ski, whenever you're on a fast jet ski, I feel like it takes, you're able to really embrace the moment. You know what I mean? Because just and sometimes, if people try it and they're scared of it, they're able to face their fears. And I feel like that's a key part to being successful in this life is, embracing that fear and, just attacking it. So I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous, my first time jet skiing. But, after I, got on the jet ski and drove it, I didn't want to get off of it after that. So that's one of my favorite hobbies. Yeah,
Well,
you know.
it certainly sounds fun. I've never done it, so I mean, it would be
Try
interesting. It sounds as if you get on that thing and you're
it.
flying literally. So I mean, it's almost like that whole experience of like completely letting loose of all of your control. So, um,
Right.
Cool. Well, it certainly sounds like a lot of fun. Ishmael, I want to throw one more question your way. Obviously a lot of people poured into you over the years and made you into the man that you are today. But if you had the opportunity to maybe go back in time and talk to your 18-year-old, 17-year-old self in high school, what sort of advice would you give him to help him along his journey in college?
What would I tell my 17-year-old self? If I can go back into time and talk to my younger self, I would tell him to, just embrace every moment, and just like I said, how no moment is bigger than you. You know what I mean? And always, just carry yourself the right way, and just have fun with everything. You know what I mean? Because everything don't last forever. So you know, just have fun with life.
Well, hey, I mean, you've had a lot of stops along the way.
Yeah.
Your journey isn't a typical one. But I mean, it has put you in a position where you're knocking on the door of the pro football, and hopefully get your opportunity here soon. But before we close up our time, I want you to take one opportunity to talk to all those scouts out there, whether it be NFL, XFL, USFL, or any of them out there. Tell them why you would make a great addition to their franchise, and hit them with your pitch.
Okay. Um, so I want to say to, all the professional scouts, I feel as if I could be a great fit to, any organization that I fit their scheme, that I'm willing to always learn. I'm willing to, I love meeting new people and talking to new people, because, it gives me another insight to life, and just the bonds that I form, whichever organization, I really cherish those moments. And I always give it everything I got. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter, what I'm going through off the field, or I'm a always, I'm a work hard. I'm a always give it 110%. To be honest, really. So, and this is a very exciting moment in my life, and I'm looking forward to getting a shot, and just showing who I am as a character, because I believe the character that I have is very positive, and I'm a big orb of light that can rub off on others, and just have fun, but it's strictly business too. So
Well, obviously a team would be getting a good team leader. You have been a team captain this past season, which is great. But really that special teams ace, a guy who's really embraced that part of the game, and should come in and be a huge asset to a team in that regard. And then certainly get out there and play that nickel role, and
yes, sir.
go out there and make some plays, being very aggressive, there near the line of scrimmage. So, um,
Yeah.
Ishmael, once again, best of luck, and appreciate this interview with you. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. Thank you
All right.
so much.
All right. So once again, Ismail Abdul Qawee, he is a defensive back out of Cumberland University.
Yep. Yes,
Check
sir.
him out.